I went where Abel and Lavender's room was. Firefly was reading and taking notes, slightly looking up to me. I'm sorry about earlier. It's just I want to save them both, and I might have an idea. She looked up from her book fully. I'm open to any suggestions. I understand, your feelings on them, for I have the same. I held a clean sponge. What if we could use a sponge to suck them up? Firefly looked to me oddly. I can cut into the skin, they will scatter from the area, anything will make them run. I held up a piece of straw. But what about something natural? Firefly looked to the hollow piece. I don't know. I never tried it, perhaps, but there's great risk in trying it. I looked to her. But they have to be used to natural things in the body, right? It wouldn't alert them to a danger. It would be like a splinter. Perhaps it may even attract them. Firefly thought a moment. You may be onto something. The sponge would work in some ways, but we could just use the straw. It's a very old way of giving medicines. I know how to pierce the skin to administer it. But if it wouldn't work, Lavender would die, and I ponder if that would kill Abel, but still how to get them to go to it. I looked to her. Didn't you say they want to return to the original host? Colt was born before Abel, right? So shouldn't he be more, a stronger host, more of the original nanos? And didn't you say that you were going to teach Colt to move the ones in his body? Couldn't he just control Abel's and Lavender's the same, since they all come from the original source? Firefly rubbed her face slightly. It must be possible. Abel is doing it for Lavender. Colt's mother did it to your daughter, but Abel can barely do what he is accomplishing. He would need to trust Colt enough to do his part. And Colt, well, he would be needing to know how to do it himself. Firefly called to Abira, who was always nearby, who in return went to Colt. She wanted Abira close if more hands were needed. He made his way quickly to us, and we explained it all. It was decided we had no time to do any testing. Abel was starting to fail beyond repair itself, but if Colt took them, it would make him more vulnerable to Threepwood. But if we bottled them, they would die off. No hope for stopping Hartz in the future, because all the nanos would have to go to one place, but the one thing he wouldn't even hear of was transporting them to me to sleep till needed. Colt's and Abel's and Lavender's was Colt's burden in his mind. Colt thought on it and quickly came to the conclusion that the nanos should be kept in him if this worked. At least another decision could be made later, but there was no turning back if the other decision was made. Colt spoke to Henry on what to tell Abel. It was difficult to time because of the time difference between the spaces they were in. Abel would have to let go for this to work. So a hollow straw was put into Lavender's arm, the other into Colt's arm, which in itself could have only been done by skillful hands such as Firefly's, Colt laying next to Lavender on the bed. Firefly looked to Colt. There is one issue I can think of, but we shall prevent it. The upgrades will alarm them, and the nanos being attacked will alarm them. This will be hard, but you must move them to a far-off spot in your body. Do not let them communicate with the others. Remember, you are the master and they the servant, not the other way around. Keep them silent, or I fear they may decide not to go into you. It will not be easy. It will be like doing 2 different tasks at the same time. Colt nodded. I can handle it. Firefly cleared her throat. There is a small chance once they realized you deceived them, they may punish you for it, or they may just be grateful enough to be from a body that was killing them quicker than you can at the moment. Colt nodded. It must be done. I will not lose them without a full attempt to save them. Firefly nodded. I know. Abel still holding, he said he didn't feel much of a difference, but slowly he began to let a few go as Colt called them to him. He had little practice on it, just a few trials, and he could accomplish small amounts, but not an entire lot of his own. Firefly looked to Colt. Everyone needed to be still. Just imagine smoldering the fire with your hands. It will hurt as fire as you see them as fire, and tell me what happens. Colt closed his eyes, his face sweating, clearly in pain for a moment. But I knew it could be like hours of torture. Where he was, we were only seeing a glimpse of it all. After a moment, Colt spoke. Lavender's fire is out. They are like smoke in the air, but not smoke. It's like green and red specks in the darkness, morphing and floating in all directions very slowly. Then you must look to them, command them to find you, tell them where they are to go. How? Firefly looked to Lavender. They understand if you just speak to them as you do me, but as a secondary thought, not first but more like a child, keep it simple. Colt's hands were clenching. His breath was so fast, his chest was taking in all the pressure of the situation. Firefly watched the straw piece as it slightly vibrated. "Good boy," she whispered. "Is it working then?" I whispered as she nodded yes. Some time passed. Colt didn't speak, his breath's exhausted, but then it slowed. "Was it Abel still holding?" I asked. Firefly shook her head. "It's like fighting rushing rapids, walking it upstream mentally. It's exhausting, and for this it is also physical. He needs a break." Colt shook his head slightly no. "I have to get more to save my sister." Abera stood by Colt. "He can do it? Can't you, son?" Colt gritted as the straw was vibrating again, but harder, every bit of him determined to accomplish his will. Firefly put a finger very gently under the straw to help hold it in place. "That's my boy." Abera put his hand on Colt's shoulder slightly. "Fight for them. We fight for those too weak to win on their own. Save your sister. That's what a king must and will do for his people, for his family." More time passed with no letting up. Not one could be left in her. Finally, the straw stopped vibrating. I looked to Firefly. "Is she safe?" Firefly looked to her. "We won't know for a while. Her body will need some time." The straw was removed from them both. Colt looked about, eyes open. I kissed him on the cheek. "You did so well, love." His brow was soaked as he looked to me out of breath. "I don't think I can manage Abel on my own." I had to fight him the whole of it, even as he let them go. Firefly looked to him. "Yes, he is a strong one and large. His nanos are enjoying their newfound strength. But there may be a way to help with him. Henry may be able to link and help take some of the load off your shoulders." I looked to Firefly. "Couldn't you do it?" Firefly looked to me. "I wish I could be of that service, but for some reason, Abel's and Lavender's nanos are not communicating with me, only to Colt and Henry, as well as I cannot take on the new ones myself. It could be some sort of glitch in the system, but Abel can stop fighting for Lavender now and fight for himself. He can then awaken for it to be done." So as tired as Colt was, he went back speaking to Henry, who informed Abel that Lavender was safe from the nanos. Abel's body that was hard took a deep breath as he sat up and then back down. He looked over to the other bed where Lavender was. He stood immediately slightly dazed, barely making it over to her, and stumbles to her side, not caring of anyone else, picking her up in his large arms, adjusting her and curling his body about her, holding her in his strong arms as he sat at the foot of the bed. "Wake up, love. Please wake up," he whispered in a desperate plea. Abira had helped Colt to his feet as he looked to Abel coming over, his voice panted and tired, unlike I had ever heard him before. "Brother," but no more words came as he passed out. Within a second, Abira grabbed him in his arms, carrying him like a child. Firefly looked to him. "Keep him warm. Don't let his body cool too quickly. They are angry but not harming him.